You ever load up a brand new game expecting to be blown away, only to realize a last-gen title you finished years ago still looks better? Yeah, that disconnect hurts. Today, we're diving into 10 outdated games that straight up humiliate modern graphics, and one of them might just convince you to switch ray tracing off for good. You ever boot up a launch title, expecting clunky textures, and instead get visuals that still flex on your brand new rig? Yeah, that's Ryse, Son of Rome. Released in 2013, Crytek's Gladiator/Fest may have taken heat for its quick-time combat, but graphically, it's still a certified beast. Picture this: you're Marius Titus, marching through a smoky Britannia beachhead. Shields glint under overcast light. Each raindrop streaks perfectly across bronze. Fire arrows arc overhead, exploding in particle showers so dense you almost feel the heat. Facial capture? Next level. You can read grief, rage, and resolve in every micro-expression. No uncanny valley jitters here. Now swing that gladius. Steel hits bone with cinematic slow-mo. Sparks fly, and blood spatters realistically across your armor, then drips away thanks to dynamic material shaders. The Colosseum animations? Crowds react in real time, waving crimson banners that ripple with believable cloth physics. All of it's running at a locked 60 FPS today on mid-tier hardware, proving CryEngine's optimization magic. But Ryse isn't just eye candy. The timing-based executions feel like a deadly dance. Block, parry, shield bash, finish each move chaining into the next with satisfying weight. Add orchestral swells, and you're starring in your own sword and sandals blockbuster. Bottom line, Ryse shows that art direction plus meticulous materials age better than brute polygon counts. A decade later, modern releases are still chasing its cinematic swagger. Gotham City, midnight rain. Neon signs flicker to life as thunder rolls across the skyline. Welcome back to Batman: Arkham Knight, the 2015 masterpiece that still makes new open worlds blush. Picture the opening shot. The camera dives from a drenched gargoyle all the way to street level. Raindrops bead on Batman's cape, then streak backward as he takes flight. That cape isn't just a texture, it's a living cloth simulation, reacting to every glide, dive, and grapple. Now land on a rooftop. Water puddles under your boots, reflecting billboards in real time. Lightning flashes. Volumetric fog wraps the skyline, giving every alley a sense of depth. Even after 10 years, those effects outshine many next-gen titles. Time for action. Glide kick a thug. Slow-motion shards of glass burst, each piece catching light before skittering across wet asphalt. Counterattacks feel crisp, because Rocksteady synced animations frame perfect. The dual play system lets you swap to Nightwing mid-combo, and the transition is seamless. No loading, no stutter. Call the Batmobile. Tires splash through standing water, voxel-based smoke curls from afterburners, switch to battle mode, and watch the transform animation panels slide with mechanical weight. Hydraulics hum, headlights flare. It's a playable Hollywood set piece on demand. Under the hood, Arkham Knight mixes smart art direction with finely tuned Unreal Engine tech, proving you don't need brute force path tracing to look stunning. A decade later, Gotham's rain-soaked streets still set the bar for atmospheric design. Walk the cobblestones of revolutionary Paris. The year is 1789, yet its visuals outrun many games released today. Ubisoft packed each street with life. Crowds march, chant, wave tricolor flags. Each citizen owns a routine, a mood, a secret. You slip through them as Arno Dorian, cloak brushing shoulders, footsteps echo between stone walls. Look up. Notre Dame towers above, rendered brick for brick. Gargoyles cast long shadows across stained glass. Step inside, without a loading screen. Sunbeams pierce dust, painting colored patches on worn pews. Candles flicker, wax pooling in convincing drips. This interior detail humbled newer open worlds. Parkour remains silky. Hold the trigger, and Arno climbs, vaults, descends with graceful flips. New up and down moves make rooftop flow feel like dance rather than climb. Cobblestones, tiles, and gutters react underfoot with sound cues that breathe reality into every leap. Combat is brutal but fair. Parry a royal guard, roll behind, strike. Swords clash with sparks, fabric tears on impact. Blood stays subtle, keeping focus on elegant fencing rather than gore. Dynamic lighting sells the city. Rain slicks streets, reflecting lantern glow. Fog rolls off the Seine at dawn, softening skyline edges. Fireworks burst during festivals, showering alleys in embers. Assassin's Creed Unity teaches one thing: dense crowds, crafted interiors, and smart lighting can trump raw polygon counts. Paris still invites exploration. Decade be damned, for curious players of every hardware generation. Sun-baked Madagascar. Nathan Drake grips the wheel of a battered Jeep, sweat glistening on his forehead. Welcome to Uncharted 4, the 2016 adventure that still leaves modern blockbusters scrambling. Cue the chase. Red Earth roads crumble under skidding tires. Mud splashes across the windshield, then slides away thanks to dynamic shaders. Drake swerves past market stalls, fruit crates explode into a rainbow of physics-driven debris. No pre-rendered cuts here. The camera stays locked on the action, stitching gameplay and cinematics into one breathless sequence. Pause to admire the view. Distant waterfalls carve white ribbons down emerald cliffs. Volumetric clouds drift, casting soft shadows that creep across ruined pirate towers. Even today, that skybox looks like concept art you can walk into. Combat time. Snap to cover behind mossy stone. Fire a burst. Bullet holes chip away plaster, revealing brick beneath. Foliage reacts as grenades detonate palms, sway, leaves tear free. Enemy AI flanks smartly, pushing you to move, climb, and swing on Drake's trusty rope. Each grapple arc feels physical, thanks to Naughty Dog's painstaking animation blends. Between firefights, character moments shine. Subsurface skin shaders capture tiny blood vessels. Subtle eye darts sell every joke and worry shared between Nate and Sam. Dialogue never breaks flow, because performance captures synced body, face, and voice in one take. Uncharted 4 marries Hollywood set pieces with interactive freedom, proving that tight artistry can outlast any tech buzzword. 9 years on, its globe-trotting spectacle still rules the treasure hunt genre. Step into the dusty trails of the American frontier. Red Dead Redemption 2, released in late autumn 2018, still stands as a living painting. You ride with Arthur Morgan, a lone figure on a sorrel horse, as dawn spills gold across snowy peaks. Steam drifts from the animal's breath. Each hoof prints a crisp track that slowly fills with powder. Cross into Valentine. Wooden signs creak in dry wind. Mud sucks at your boots, splattering detailed clumps onto denim. A passing wagon rattles barrels that clink in perfect sync. Every non-player person tips a hat, mumbles, gossip, or eyes you with suspicion. Their faces show pores, freckles, even sunburn peel. Weather shifts matter. Storm clouds roll like charcoal waves. Lightning cracks, illuminating pine shadows for a heartbeat. Rain darkens Arthur's coat, one droplet at a time, then glistens as he steps into lamplight. By night, fireflies dance over bluebell meadows, tiny lanterns guiding the way. Gunplay feels weighty. Cock a revolver, the cylinder spins slow, metal clicking with satisfying heft. Smoke lingers after each shot, curling around fallen branches. Deadeye slows time, letting you paint targets before thunderous recoil kicks back. Camp life grounds the adventure. Pot stew bubbles, harmonica tunes drift, and companions share stories that react to your deeds. Red Dead Redemption 2 proves careful animation, dynamic ecosystems, and reactive characters can age gracefully. Years pass, yet no modern release captures wilderness soul quite like this frontier epic.
Looks like they're heavily patrolling around here. Arthur, we can get in here.
Smoke fills the trenches. Artillery thunders in the distance. Welcome to Battlefield 1, released in late autumn 2016. A shooter that still drops jaws. Load into the Somme. Mud squelches under boots, pooling around spent shells. Raindrops patter on steel helmets, leaving rivulets that mix with grime. Dynamic weather rolls in without warning. One moment, clear skies. The next, thick fog creeps over no man's land, forcing players to swap sniping for close combat. Charge forward, bayonet fixed, uniform flapping in gusty wind. Explosions kick up dirt that clings to cloth textures, then falls away as you sprint. Weapon models show tiny scratches on wooden stocks, and smoke curls from hot barrels after every volley. Call in a Mark V tank. Treads churn earth into soupy tracks. Inside, gauges rattle while light leaks through bullet holes. Switch to driver view. Raindrops streak the slit, blurring the battlefield until a wiper sweeps the glass. Dynamic destruction is the real star. Mortar a windmill and watchblades snap, stone crumble, and dust cloud the sky. The map reshapes, turning cover into rubble in real time. Sound sells the chaos. Whistles signal charges. Bullets whiz. Wounded soldiers plead. An orchestral score swells as objectives fall, mixing tragedy with adrenaline. Battlefield 1 shows smart physics, detailed materials, and evolving environments still outclass many modern shooters. Years later, its portrayal of the Great War remains both beautiful and brutal. Ready your rifle. History is calling you to the front.
Blessing, Prince Noctis. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Sunrise warms the asphalt of the Lucian Highway. 4 friends push a black convertible named Regalia. This is Final Fantasy XV, released in late autumn 2016, and it still turns heads today. Start the engine. Chrome trim reflects rosy clouds while hair and cloth ripple in engine wind. Flip on the soundtrack. Orchestral chords blend with tire hum, creating pure road trip mood. Pull off near a wheat field. Blades shimmer, bending around Noctis as he warps to a saber claw. Time slows. Blue streaks trail his blade, and the beast shatters into crystal sparks. Party banter fires on cue. Prompto cracks a joke. Ignis marks weak points. Gladiolus taunts with a grin. Voices feel live because motion capture recorded face and body together. Camp at dusk. Set up a Coleman stove. Steaks sizzle. Real photograph textures make fat glisten. Ignis lifts the plate. I have come up with a new recipe. Steam curls into violet sky while fireflies blink between tents. Morning rain hits. Puddles widen. Clothes soak, then dry gradually under sun. Even cup noodles get spotlight. Shrimp texture looks edible thanks to luminous engine shaders. Summon Ramu. Storm clouds gather. Lightning strips color from the scene, and an elder god slams a staff taller than mountains. The ground scorches, leaving glassed sand. Final Fantasy XV proves that friendship, food, and flexible combat age better than sheer polygon counts. Years later, the open road still calls. Fuel up and chase the dawn. Adventure awaits beyond every curve of that horizon. Welcome to Kyrat, a rugged Himalayan kingdom where danger hides behind every prayer flag. Far Cry 4, released in late autumn 2014, still dazzles with vistas many new shooters envy. Ride a worn gyrocopter above snow-capped peaks. Thin air ripples the vehicle's canvas roof while yaks wander below, kicking up powder trails. From this height, you can spot monasteries carved into sheer cliffs, their gold roofs blazing under sharp sunlight. Descend into a rhododendron valley. Foliage density is remarkable. Tall grass bends as you crouch, petals scatter when grenades land. Dynamic wind carries leaves downslope, letting you trace gusts by eye. Waterfalls crash into turquoise pools, spraying mist that gathers on your camera like real condensation. Combat blends chaos and creativity. Tossbait and a prowling snow leopard barrels into enemy camps, claws flashing. Wingsuit away, spin midair, open parachute, and rain arrows from above. Each attack feels physical because bullets chip bark, stone, and sheet metal with unique sparks. Kyrat's culture grounds the spectacle. Prayer wheels spin beside rebel gear caches. Flutes drift from hilltop shrines at dusk. Villagers wave, trade, and flee realistically when firefights erupt. Even fire physics obey terrain. Dry grass crackles, spreads upwind, and fades as ash when rain begins. Far Cry 4 shows that rich ecosystems and reactive AI outshine raw polygon counts. A decade later, its Himalayan sandbox still inspires mountain-sized freedom for players craving exploration, stealth, or straight-up mayhem. Welcome to Victorian London. Gas lamps hiss and fog drifts over wet cobblestones. This is The Order 1886, a PlayStation 4 game from 2015 that still feels like live-action film. Step into Whitechapel. Rain lands on your leather coat. The wet seams darken as you walk. Narrow black bars on the screen frame every scene like a cinema shot. Textures jump out. You can see single threads in a wool coat and tiny dents in a brass buckle. Raise your thermite rifle. Pull the first trigger. Iron dust sprays into the air. Squeeze again. The cloud bursts into orange fire. Smoke curls around old crates with thick volume. Enemies stagger as sparks fall. Enter the grand ballroom. Velvet curtains sway. Glass chandeliers scatter light onto polished marble. Mirrors show a sharp reflection of every detail, even the glowing tip of your cigar. And all this runs without modern ray tracing. Meet the half-breed werewolf. Its fur clumps with saliva as it leaps. QuickTime prompts appear large and clear so anyone can react. Dodge left. A soft motion blur follows your move. Cutscenes fade straight into gameplay. You never see a loading screen. Voice acting stays in sync because the studio captured faces and audio together. The Order proves one simple truth. Careful art design and a steady frame rate can beat newer but sloppy graphics even a decade later. Load the game and see history shine. The story may be short, but the spectacle never grows old today.
And hope that we will one day prevail against our enemies. But I fear that the very weapons I have created.
Welcome to Riverport University. Time is breaking, and you stand at the center. Quantum Break, launched in late spring 2016, still dazzles with visuals many modern titles chase. You play as Jack Joyce. A failed experiment shatters the timeline. Stutter events, freeze guards, mid-step, bullets hang in the air like chrome rain. You move through the chaos, folding time around your body. The first power, Time Stop, lets you throw a shimmering bubble. Everything inside pauses. Fire in a whole clip, then relax as rounds unspool once the field collapses. The impact feels weighty, like cracking ice underfoot. Next, Time Dodge. Tap forward, and Jack blinks a few meters, leaving a ghostly trail. Emerge behind an enemy, trigger a melee, watch fracturing light scatter across concrete. Stutter scenes remain the real show. Glass walls ripple, traffic lights float, and water fountains twist into sculptures. These moments are rendered in real time, not pre-recorded video. Even today, Reflections and particles look cutting edge. Between chapters, action episodes bridge player choices with drama. Actors like Sean Ashmore and Lance Reddick deliver performances that sync perfectly with digital doubles. Sound design sells every temporal tear. Rumbles rise before each fracture. Synth pads swell as the world rewinds. Quantum Break proves one lesson. Art direction and unique mechanics can outshine polygon counts. If you crave a playable fiction thriller that still turns heads, power up this timeless experiment today, right now.
Suppress the target now!
There you have it. 10 last-gen stunners proving that art direction plus smart tech can outlive mere teraflops. Which classic still melts your eyeballs? Drop your evergreen favorite below, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you next time when we roast boss fights that aged like milk.